Hey guys, it's me, Miss Phil. I'm here for day 2 of week 8, and I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie, I was just playing a little bit of soccer, my favorite sport, so let's talk about it for a minute, okay? So, I know it's pretty late on a Tuesday, but Miss Phil's been pretty busy. We're gonna talk about soccer, or as most of the world knows it, football. Did you know that soccer dates back so far in our history? Like literally, what are we in? We're in 2020, but guess what? In the year 200, like in the 200s, that's when soccer was first played. That's crazy! So, back in China in the 200s, which is like forever ago it seems, because we're used to saying 2020 or 2020, but way back then was the very first game that people can prove happened because it's in art and it's depicted in diagrams and stuff of people in China playing. There's also other historical evidence that it was played in like Greece and other places, but guess what, guys? It is a worldwide sport that everybody around the world knows. If they don't know it as soccer, which is really what we call it in America only, everywhere else in the world calls it football, which is really cool. But the first game from the official rules that we know it, that we would know soccer right now, was in the 19th century. And the 19th century is just basically the 1800s. So that's like 200 years ago was when the first game was recorded that plays with the rules that we know it as today. So in case you guys didn't know, this is my favorite sport. I've been playing since I was 5. So that was a long time ago. I'm not even going to tell you how many years ago because you're going to know how old I am, which is pretty old. But the great thing is that I still love to kick a ball around. It is definitely the thing that I love to do the most when it comes to sports. Even though I love a lot of sports, this is my ultimate and favorite sport. And maybe I'll tell you guys a story or two about my soccer career another day. But before I go, we're going to talk about the 3 different ways that you can play soccer. The first way is outside, on the grass, which is how we typically think about soccer when we hear about it, right? It's a big field, 11 people play at a time, 1 goalie, and 10 field players. We'll talk about more about positions another day. But that's our traditional way of playing soccer. But there's still 2 other ways. Another way that you could play is inside. It's called indoor soccer. I've played that version and it's a lot of fun. It's actually really quick and speedy too because the ball rolls really quick on the flat surface of the ground, and there's less people on the field because it's a smaller field. So it's usually 5 people against 5 people or sometimes 7. It just depends on how big that area is. And then there's another way that you can play soccer. So we have outdoors, we have indoors, and the third way is actually another outdoor kind of way, but it's on the sand. So it's called sand soccer or beach soccer, which is another version that I have played and I absolutely love. It's a lot harder though because running in the sand is super difficult. I don't know if you tried it, but it's hard. So that's another way that you could play soccer. So if the beach is open and you have a soccer ball, you could try to play on the sand this summer too. Try it out, see how you like it. But that's okay if you don't. But there's 3 different ways that you could play this awesome game of soccer. Well, that's about all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow we're going to talk, I think, about the field and the rules, and then I think the next day we're going to talk about the positions and the players, and then we'll see what happens for Friday. But I hope you come back for our last week of learning about a sport, my favorite sport. So I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you'll join me, and that's all I got. Here's some footage of Miss Phil playing with the soccer ball before I started filming. I messed up a little bit, but that's part of the game. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. finally did 10.